bro.
In the 1980s, it was an incident that was like, I don't know, legendary. I heard about it all through my travels whenever I encountered somebody from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I had the legendary hip hop concert series, Fresh Fest, landed out here in Pittsburgh at what, the Civic Arena?
Civic Arena.
What year?
Civic Arena. This probably about, this one particularly was probably about 85, bro.
Okay.
About 85 because they came a couple times.
Okay.
They came a couple times, man. This one I think was about probably 85. And man, it was just one of those things, man. It was so electrifying, you know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody was just so hyped, man, you know. And you could see it was like one of those first instances when hip hop brought different races up under the same roof.
Right.
You know what I mean? And being, you know, certain people felt that it was our culture. It was like, you know what I mean? You know, and we looked at other people as victims at, you know what I mean, at some point in time. You know what I mean? So, you know, robberies spilled out. You know what I mean? I seen robberies in the bathroom, you know what I mean? Seen people getting victimized on the floor, you know what I mean? And just spilled out into the streets of Pittsburgh. And we start running up in all the shoe stores, you know what I mean? And it was crazy because when we ran up in there, you know how the displays might only have all left or might have all right.
Right.
So people was taking the display shoes.
Taking the shit that's in the window.
Yeah, it was in the window type shit. So you had a bunch of people walking around with mismatched shoes and shit. You dig what I'm saying? And that kind of became a trend. Right. You know what I mean, back then, man. But after that, man, after those that ride, that melee, man, and they banned hip hop in the big arenas for years. Bro.
Do you think this was because at the time there was no other vessel or you know, vehicle where people could actually see hip hop? It was only a handful of superstars. You had Houdini, Run DMC, LL Cool J,
Fat Boys,
and Fat Boys, and you got them all on one tour, and you basically got, you know, urban and suburban America trying to get a look at this shit. So that shit was probably, I could see the excitement associated with that because there was no other way to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And back then, if you got some hip hop, you might have. It wasn't always on the radio and shit. You might have had a cousin that went to New York, came back with a tape or something like that, and it kind of like spread like that. But the
WBLS tape or something, you know what I mean, Mr. Magic or some tape like that. Yeah, of course, man. Like I said, man, it was just the hype of it all, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was the second time they was coming, so a lot of people that didn't show up for the first time, they was going the second time.
Right.
And at that time, man, the main hustle was robbery. If you wasn't snatching purses, or you know what I mean, you wasn't knocking people out and taking their belongings, or going up in people's school lockers and take their bombers.
Right.
You think what I'm saying? You wasn't really making no money, or you wasn't looking fresh.
Right.
You know what I mean? The big concept behind committing crimes is to look fresh.
Basically,
you think what I'm saying?
Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's what it boiled down to.
But you hustle because you want to look fresh. You want to have money. You want to have the women.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, back then, our means of looking fresh was stealing cars.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or smashing grabs. You know what I mean? Smashing into business windows, snatching whatever we can, and getting out the way, man. But you know, that man, that was all part of the culture, bro.
Where did a young hustler go to shop at when he got, you know, when he hit him a lick, got his first $500, his first $1,500? Where did a guy go get fresh at?
There was a guy that was in Allegheny Center Mall, man. Allegheny Center Mall was the hip place to be at. If you wasn't at Century 3 Mall, which was way out the way, you would go there. But Allegheny Center Mall is where you got the chicks, you know what I mean, where you got the kicks, where you look fresh, you know what I mean, where you, you know, back in them days when you did the how many numbers did you get contest type shit. You dig what I'm saying? Without a question, you know what I mean? So that came out, and they had like a guy that was in there that specialized in like New York fashions.
Right.
You know what I mean? That came, you know, wasn't around the time of the Fresh Fest, but later on in the years when hustlers started coming out and emerging as street hustlers and crack dealers and stuff like that, you would go to Century 3 Mall to go visit a guy that was selling like New York fashions, the leather, the furs around the collar, coats, everything was coming from New York type shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And everybody at that time wanted to be from New York or look like they were from New York.
No doubt. Ray, I appreciate you, man.
Without
You've been a great guest, man.
Without a question.
Go ahead and sign out for Gully TV.
Man, it's Gully TV, man, with the extension of Gully TV Pittsburgh. You dig what I'm saying? My man, you know what I mean? Myself, J Pad, man. We're going to take it to another level, man. Rae Zellous, the living legend.
Yep.
One.